Hi everyone, hope you're okay and you've had a good week. Welcome back to Busy Bee, either or. You pick the name of the channel. Busy Bee, Buzzy Bee. Let me know in the comments what you prefer. Absolutely not a problem. Welcome to my first week cash stuffing for March. And those of you who follow the channel, and thank you if you do, I really appreciate it, will notice I'm doing this a bit early, and there's kind of a good reason, and that's because I run out of money at the end of February into March. So I tend to get paid, or I do get paid on the 8th of every month, and I was hoping I wouldn't have to cash stuff until the weekend of the 12th or the 13th, but I went away last weekend and hadn't really budgeted it for it because this is my first month of cash stuffing and hadn't really thought it through. And basically I've pillaged all my envelopes and I only did a small cash stuff last week. So basically everything's kind of run through. So what I've decided to do is stuff early. So it's Wednesday today and I usually stuff on a Friday or a Saturday. But I'm going to make this last until next weekend, if that makes sense. So in effect, it'll almost be 10 days. But it's better to stuff something and make it last a bit longer than basically to have nothing to see me through to the weekend. So I hope that makes sense. It kind of makes sense in my head, but kind of, you know, we all do these things differently. So the first thing I need to do is clear out my envelopes from, let's move some bits and pieces around. I don't know about you guys, but as soon as I really love this journey, but I've started this journey and I've just seemed to accumulate like paraphernalia. I just need stuff. But anyway, I'm sure we're all the same on that. So I need to clear out my envelopes. So this is all of what is left from February. And as I said, like I haven't got anything really to roll over, and that's something I want to try and achieve in March. But everything else I haven't really gone over. I haven't had to dip into other things. I've moved cash between these folders, but I haven't had to kind of do anything else. So I'm kind of pleased on that. And those of you who saw my kind of February cash out kind of know that I've put a lot into sinking funds, and I probably saved over, I think it was around £2,000, but in different savings funds, like from 1 month alone. So what we'll say is obviously I am lucky enough to have a high income, and I totally appreciate that many on this journey aren't as fortunate as I am. But like everyone, we're facing kind of increases in costs and pressures, and much of my journey is about being mindful with my spending and making sure that I'm spending in line with my values and what I want from my life, and that's really important to me. So that's kind of part of the reason that I'm doing this journey. So right, let's get into it, shall we? So food, I've got £1 and a penny left, which is not really going to go very far, is it? So I'll pop the penny in there and then my pound in my pound jar. I've got nothing left in fuel. I've got nothing left in self-care. I've got nothing left in socialising. I've got quite a lot left in gifts, but I've cash stuffed this quite heavily because I've got quite a lot of birthdays coming up. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110, 120. So still 120 in there. What I might do is move this over to my sinking funds envelope. I haven't quite decided. I'm still got quite a lot of stuff to buy in March. So I'll continue to stuff it from here, I think, for now. And then I will potentially transfer it over to more of a sinking fund. I know some people have like 2 types of sinking funds, which kind of makes sense. Like I guess those that you're going to have to dip into quite regularly, and then those hopefully like your emergency or whatever that you don't. So I think I might have a think about that, but we'll see. Nothing miscellaneous, nothing in spend, and nothing in giving. They are all gone. So I'm basically starting from a fresh slate. So I've got £310 to stuff today. So I'm going to stuff this week 1 variable budget. My goals this month are to have 10 no spend days. And these are my weeks, but as I said, I'm kind of cash stuffing a little bit early for this one. So I will make it last until the 20th, if that makes sense. My salary's gone in and my side hustle's gone in, but I only stuff my main salary as part of this, and I save my side hustle money for a separate stuff just later on in the month when I know a bit more about how everything else is working out. It just gives me that buffer and peace of mind that I don't commit to myself to something that I don't worry about. My bills have gone out for this month, and everything else is not due for another week or so. And then my sinking funds, I'm not going to stuff in this cash stuff. I'll do a separate cash stuff for it. I'm just going to be stuffing the variable today. So £310 to stuff today. I'll probably tick these off as we go. So let's just make sure I've got the right amount of money. So it's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 160. And then I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So actually that's not right, man, that's only 210, so I'm 100 short, so bear with me. I'll just go back to my bank envelope and go get it, which is in this folder. So if I just get, it's a good job I checked, wasn't it? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So that's pop in there. So there should be 260 in there now and 50 and 10. So I'll just double check that. Can't believe I did my maths wrong on that. That's really bad. That's why we check, isn't it? Because we know things go wrong. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, so that's 260. And then 70, 80, 90, 300, 310. So that's right. So at least we got that bit right. Right, so I'm going to stuff 100 in food. Just to sort this out. So I'll do 20, 40, 60, 80, and then 2 10s. And my food covers like mine and my husband's food, and it also covers dog food and toiletries and cleaning products. So basically anything I buy at the supermarket, I buy with my food budget, so it's higher than most people's, but kind of picks up those other categories as well. And this month I want to do the majority of my food shopping in Lidl's. So usually I shop at Sainsbury's, which is obviously a bit more expensive. So what I'd like to do is do my main shop at Lidl and then just a top-up shop if there's anything I can't get at Lidl in Sainsbury's, and I think that will work out better. So that's what I'm going to do this month differently. Fuel, I'm going to put 20 in. I have got a few journeys coming up for work, but I will get those back through expenses. So I probably need to think about how I'm just going to account for that a little bit differently. I might just count it as a different income source. And maybe do that, but I'll see kind of what happens now that we're travelling a little bit more. I need to put 40 into self-care, so I've completely decimated self-care, but I'm hoping that I can build it up in time for my skin treatment in a couple of weeks, so I may need to stuff that again, but we'll see what happens. Self-care is getting 40, 20, 40. Socialising is getting 40. I'm going out for dinner with my friend tomorrow night. And what I've done with a lot of these is you'll see that the number is higher at the beginning of the month. So 310 this week, 270 next week, 260 the week after, 210 the week after that. Idea being that some of these should hopefully build up and then I can have less each week. But we'll see how that kind of goes. I don't really want to stuff it all at the beginning of the month. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. So 40 into socialising. Gifts is getting 50. As I said, I've got a couple of big birthday sales to shop for, some bits and pieces, but that should hopefully the end of April is kind of the end of my expensive month, so I'll stuff it for March, probably heavy stuff in April, and then we'll be good. So that should now have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70. So put that in there. So 15 gifts. Miscellaneous is getting 20. I might do that in 2 10s actually. And this is just basically for anything that I haven't thought about or anything that kind of doesn't naturally sit in another category. I used this quite a lot last month. But I'm hoping this month, because I've added a couple of other categories and a couple of other ways of doing things, that hopefully that won't get so used this month. But we'll see. These are all good theories, aren't they? We'll see what actually happens. Spends is a new category. So this is something I didn't have last month. And I missed just having some money that I could just like buy a cup of coffee if I was out, or a book, or something for budgeting, something off Etsy. It was just something kind of, I guess, miscellaneous for me is a bit more functional, a bit more like householdy, or anything I haven't kind of really thought about, like grown-up expenses, I guess. And spends is a bit more in the treats kind of category and just little bits and pieces for myself. So I'm going to put 20 in there. And then the final category is 20, which is going into giving. Really pleased about this category. It just gives me that kind of money to, obviously there's so many horrible things happening in the world at the moment, that is lovely to have and be able to do. So so that is it. That is £310. It went pretty quickly, didn't it? I'll let you know how I get on this week. And then I will also, as I say, do a separate cash stuff both for my sinking funds and also for my side hustle income. And then I should find out in the next week or so what my income's going to be for April. It's like pay review process at work, but it's also, I'm going part-time, so I'm not quite sure where my money's going to end up. But I have also invested in a very exciting side hustle, which I'll talk to you a bit when I do my financial goals. So I'm hoping that's really going to kind of support the income, and I'm really excited because it's just a really lovely side hustle as well, so that should all be good. So I hope you have a lovely day, and I hope you stay safe, because like the world's terrible at the moment, and doing budgeting and stuff, it might seem like a small trivial thing to do, but I think it's something that just gives me a bit of structure and a bit of helps like with the anxiety and stuff, and I kind of know where I am, which is kind of really helpful. So thanks for sticking with me. Love to hear how your March budget's going. If you think I'm wrong to stuff cash stuff early, I don't know if I've broken like a cardinal rule in cash stuffing, but I kind of feel like it will work for me to go into another weekend rather than kind of just eking it out. So all good. All right, lovely to see you, and take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.